Like, great start. Good morning, everyone. It's Jurch coming back for day 4 of this, the last winter release week stream for Stoneblade Entertainment and SolForge Fusion specifically. We've got another booster from my Kickstarter, and we're going to be opening that up. We're going to be doing a little bit more sealed, exploring. This morning, I might be doing a little bit more of the campaign if we don't get a whole lot of people that are up this early, because it's 7 o'clock Central Time, and I don't know how many people are going to be playing the game so early in the day, but that's okay. We get opportunity to run through the campaign a little bit and try some things out. We are closing in on the end of another week, which means that, let's see, on Saturday, we have an event going on. It is a Worlds qualifier. It's a digital event, but the World Championships are happening in person at Gen Con, so in Indianapolis, Indiana, August 1st through the 4th. The Constructed World Championship is actually happening on August 3rd at noon Eastern Time at the events area where the rest of the Stoneblade games are going on. You'll be able to find me. And so that's an event happening this Saturday. But on every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central, we're hosting $5 sealed events. And Wednesdays at 7 p.m. European summertime, so noon Central here in the States, we're also doing a $5 sealed event. And new to June, if you are a content creator and you want to be streaming your matches, you can get in for free and get these decks for free to be able to compete and play just by showing off your content, by streaming the matches, sending me a link so then I can help start to promote and add a little bit more visibility to the stuff that you do if you're adding a little bit more visibility to the stuff that we do. It's a nice kind of one hand shaking the other type of thing. So without further ado, we are going to open up this last winter booster and see what kind of sealed pairing we could make out of this. If you've been following the stream all week, I've been opening up a new booster, or I showed off the Phantom deck feature, which is a great opportunity to learn what the last winter set is all about for free. Literally, we give you a booster for free, and you get to play with it, try it out all this month in order to see if you want to really dive into some of these sealed events, which again are only $5, or if you want to be purchasing a whole bunch of stuff, either physical or digital, like I have done, because in addition to being part of the company, I'm a huge fan of this game. So I love playing it in whatever form I can. And one of my favorite forms is sealed. So that's where you get a booster, and then you have to make the best pairing out of those 4 that you can, and try to win in either 3 or 5 round Swiss. So one of the things I like doing is opening up a booster and not just looking, oh, did I find the best cards? No, this is trash. But trying to figure out how I can make the best out of whatever I've got. So we've got another booster here. Let's open this up. I'm going to start with Tempest, and this is the Favoring Strength Squad. Now, some of the things to look for in general when you are doing sealed is if you've got good combinations, if there are any synergies or archetypes that you already play in Constructed that you kind of gravitate towards, or that you find success with or are comfortable with, that's always a big thing in a limited format. And then also hard removal is very, very important. Ways to get rid of your opponent's threats. So those are the big things that I really look for. And we're going to see if I can cobble together something with this sealed pod to see what we can kind of make of it. So first up, we have Aether Trap. That's a spell new to this set. It's giving a creature a plus attack. If you have it in, if you have an Exalt in its lane, you can be playing some minions. So I like that minion generation. And that's always a good start. Giving attack. We're going to need some Exalt synergy to make this work, but then being able to play minions is very powerful. Combat Master. So a master that's a mage that has a lot of mage synergy and minion synergy. Disintegrate. That's some of that removal I was talking about. Elementalist Knight, that's a new one. It's a mage warrior. Emboldened Rager, that's a warrior, and it's got exalted. So when it's in the lane with an exalt, then it gets aggressive and deploy. If you have a creature with increased attack, give this +9 attack. Oh, that's going to be big. Raidus, good old ads on the opening stream. Mprob 64. Can we see the cards? I I can show it like this. It's a little. If you want to see the cards, I can totally do that. It's not going to look great. I do not have an overhead camera, but I can definitely be showing them off. So, Aether Tap. We have the Combat Master. Disintegrate, an oldie but a goodie. Elementalist Knight. That nice exalt that it's automatically destroying creatures if they've got below a certain attack. The Emboldened Rager. Also a new one. Let's see. I'm trying to reverse orient this. Everflame Spirit. So I like that one. That's an exalt, and it lets you to start to play minions when your creature in this lane is destroyed, and then eventually it lets you reanimate some creatures. Fair, you don't have to, LOL. Just hard to conceptualize just hearing them. Like listening to a soccer game on the radio. Sure. That makes sense. So we'll kind of compromise. Flamestoker Ritual. That's dealing damage to one of your creatures to deal damage to an enemy creature. That's the type of removal that we're talking about here. Goliath the Fearless, and I'll show off the Exalt that's with it. And then the Inflaming Worm. A nice big glass cannon. Give creatures adjacent to this plus attack. Stone Skin, that also is pretty good removal because you're giving one of your creatures attack and having it battle. Whole lot of Burn and Denial in this half deck. Absolutely. And then the Korok is Blast Wave at cycle 2. Deal 3 damage to up to 2 creatures. Deep Burn. Deal 9 damage to the enemy player. They can't gain health this turn. And at cycle 4, it's Stronghold. Give one of your creatures +15 attack. If it's in a lane with one of your Exalts, it gets aggressive this turn. Actually, last night I lost a match because the opponent expertly played a cycle 3 Stronghold on me to do 20 damage. Is Thundersoar in the new set? As far as I remember, Thundersoar is not in set 3. I know there's a creature that when we take damage, we get attacked. That is the Tremorsaur in Utera. So I think Thundersoar is not in set 3, but Tremorsaur in Utera is. All right, and I dropped everything else. And then the Exalt that comes with Goliath, because I get Goliath and Ator mixed up. But Goliath, then we've got Rage Idol. When an enemy creature is destroyed in this lane, deal 2 damage to the enemy player. And you can flip that to Rage of Kadris, where it's dealing 5. And also when an enemy creature enters that lane, you deal 5 damage to it. So that is a very oppressive, a very good start. And if we're getting any sort of mage or minion synergy in any one of the other 3 factions, that's probably the route we're going to go. Yeah, Ator is great. Okay, so where am I going to find the most mages? In this set, it might be in Necrium. So we've got the victims of advising poison. I rarely advise poison. I usually advise against poison. But we're going to see what this half deck provides. All right, so we've got Cold Heart Brute. Let's see if I can orient this correctly. Cold Heart Brute. I like that one. Come on. There. That's a little bit better. Cold Heart Brute. That works with Exalts. That you're going to be getting extra minion generation out of that. And it gives your other zombies plus attack. The Desecrating Revenant. Oh, that's got spirit synergy. So if you've got multiple spirits in your banish pile, then that's hard removal. I didn't notice any spirits in Tempest, so hopefully this has more spirits to work with. Dissipating Spectre, that's a spirit from set 2 coming back. That can get pretty beefy by cycle or levels 2 or 3. Okay. Graveborn Caller is new to this set. I like that it's also minion generation potentially and a spirit with stealth. Hibernating Direhound. Okay, so that is reanimation, and we've got more spirits to be coming into play. A lot of self synergy in this half deck for sure. Hungering Strike. This one combos with the Tempest a little bit, giving a creature attack, and then you can give a creature minus health. Yeah, M Probe 64. We might have to check the Utera next to see if that's got the mages or spirits. Yeah, you mentioned spirits. Neralni Nerali Engulfer. I love this uh, exalted ability. Activate, destroy a creature with a low attack. It starts out at just 2 attack or less. That's not great, but then if you can get past that level 1 version, the levels 2 and 3 do a larger range of taking out creatures. River of Souls. This is one of the chase cards in this set. It's difficult to read with my poor little camera here, but at levels 2 and 3, you can start reanimating creatures. It's an exalt spell where you put energy counters on it, and then you can activate and remove an energy counter to reanimate a creature in that lane. Online for the digital client, they haven't quite figured out all the bugs of being able to force players to reanimate in that lane as it says on the card. So if you're ever playing this online, it gives you the option to reanimate it in any lane, but you need to reanimate it into that lane. That's the proper way to play this card. Solimer, the Witch King, you couldn't have planned these stream times any better. I have a 3-hour wait time for my license renewal, so enjoy the entertainment. Oh, awesome! Sorry for the license renewal and having to go through that process, but I'm glad that you can join us for this. So River of Souls is really, really strong. Spirit Reaver, which isn't a spirit, it's a beast warrior all the way back from set 1, but that's a little bit of control because you can choose a creature type, activate, and then decrease the health of all the creatures of that type. And finally, we've got Zimus. And I like that zombie warrior and a little bit of self-reanimating. Yay, Captain. Oh, sorry to hear that. And then the Forgeborn is Nyx Nikia, Dead Winter. You may give a creature -3/-3. If you have one or more spirits in your banished pile, you may give another creature -3/-3. Raising Dead is playing a mindless zombie minion and give your minions, +4 attack. And then Army of the Damned, play a zombie brute in every lane. If we were looking to pair this with the Tempest, we needed a couple of mages, and I don't think I saw any mages here. No, but this has a lot of self-contained synergies. So we may, if we find another half that's really good by itself, we may just put those two halves together. But I liked the opportunity for removal that the Tempest had. M Probed 64. I've been trying Zimus with the damage your stuff to damage opponent's creatures card. Yeah, it's a nice kind of punching bag option because it reanimates at least one time, and if you get to the level 3, it continually reanimates. So it doesn't matter if it's destroyed, you're still maintaining your board presence and able to do what that other card's letting you do. It's a calculated play, but also a pretty cool one if you're able to pull it off with stuff. All right. So we're going to go over to Utera, and we're going to see if we get either mage synergy there or spirit synergy to be working with this Necrium, that we've got 2 very good paths to go. This is the Force of Stillness and Enchantment. All right. We start out with Arrogant Bear, so just a big old bear. Nice big stats to have. Arrogant Etherhound, a beast spirit. If this replaced a creature, this gets +5 health and you gain 5 health, so a little bit of health gain for a spirit still. Cherished Shrine, that is an exalt that's going to be giving armor, and then you can activate if you've got a certain number of spirits in your banished pile to be gaining more armor, so I like that opportunity. Dendrify, that goes back to set 1. That's a little bit of removal. It's soft removal because it's replacement with an Oakfather minion, but in a pinch, that can work as well. Nature's Progression, I like that one because it's giving a creature attack and health and then allowing you to upgrade a creature. Predatory Attack, give one of your creatures plus health and you can have it battle an enemy creature. That also works for removal. I like that. Give me a second here. Got to get my alternate stream up so then I can see the chat. All right. And hopefully that just froze my video and not everybody's. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, Roaring Tusk Mage. When you upgrade a card, give this +5 health. And then on deploy, it's giving another creature plus attack and health. I like that. So it's kind of like a spell and a creature. Screwzaroo. P-Attack sounds great, actually. Shepherding Willow, Plant Spirit. This is also Spirit Synergy, where it's gaining you health. Shroudthorn Splicer, an oldie but a goodie, back from set 1. It's replacing in order to get an Oakfather minion. Uprising Raptor, if this would gain attack, it gets that much +4 attack instead. So it's gaining a lot of attack. And our Forgeborn is Oros with Dark Spores. Give an enemy creature -5 health if it's in a lane with an enemy exalt. Give each creature adjacent to it -3 health. Deepwood Assault, give a creature +7 attack. This turn it gets Breakthrough. That could be a game ender. And Shapeshift, give a creature +10/+10. This turn it has all creature types. I didn't see any mages here. Oh, the Tusk Mage is a mage. But not a whole lot of synergy with either. Maybe a little bit with the spirits. But Predatory Attack could be working with Tempest as well. So I think that one might be able to go either way. Oh, P attack. Okay, good. Yeah, good clarification for the predatory attack. Yeah, predatory attack is good. And then Raidus, yeah, on that deck style note, the dream card I'm looking for would be a Betrayer Stout Shardback to pair with my Piercing Shardback. Double Shardback, Betrayer Shardback. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's finish this off with the Loyan, and then we will see what pairing we would make, and then we jump into the queue and play a couple of matches and see if we can have success with the pairings that we kind of theorize here. So this is the Coopers of the Advised Riches. All right, starting out with Aerial Assault, you're giving a creature mobility, and then when it moves into lanes, that it destroys the opposing creature. Squidzilla, I've got a sealed pair ready to queue against Whenever you are. Oh, okay, nice. Raidus, yeah, just check Norgath Commander, poke both of them, and hit the enemy field for 10 piercing damage. Ooh, nasty. Ardent Archivist, deploy, upgrade a card in your hand. Arrogant Prophet, a nice big body just to have. Ooh, a Betrayer, the Citadel Slayer. So Citadel is a new modifying term that is buffing a creature's stats, and it gives it Defender, sadly. But having a body like this on the board is going to lock down a lane for a couple of turns. And I like that. Of It's kind of control. Energy Surge, I think that's one of the best spells that Aloyan has to offer because you're playing a minion and then being able to upgrade a card, and then at level 3 you get to play that creature for free. Or sorry, play that card for free. Guard Researcher, give this armor for each Exult play, and then you get armor as well, so it's a nice kind of stalling tactic. Overwhelming Force, give your creatures attack, and then all your creatures in lanes with exalts are getting armor. So that one might be able to work really well with Tempest. Seal of Anvilon, I like that one. It's a new exalt where you put energy counters on it, and then you can activate in order to reduce the enemy creature's attack that's in that lane. Soul Cipher, that is a robot spirit that switches a creature's attack and health. That could be good against like a Tremorsaur, Thundersaur, something that starts out with 0 attack. You can just switch the attack and health. Oh, it's got 0 health. See ya. And lastly, the Spirit Steel Infiltrator. It's got mobility and aggressive. When this deals damage to an enemy player, you can give an enemy creature minus attack. It's a little bit of tempo control. I like that. I didn't see a whole lot of hard removal. The Forgeborn is Crux Cobalt with at level 2 or cycle 2. It's determined choice. Look at an enemy player's hand and choose a card. The enemy player must play that card as their next action this turn if able. Nice. Synaptic Siphon, give a creature -7 attack, give a creature +7 attack. And Mind Warp, give each enemy creature -3 attack. This turn they lose all printed abilities and gain Defender. So, a lot of options for what we can go in that direction, but I didn't see a whole lot that would synergize well with mages. Yeah, only one mage, so I think I'm going to set this Aloyan aside for right now. Niles Ammon, are there currently any discount codes for SolForge products? Right now, I don't have a discount code, but there was a huge sale on older sets. Actually, I could show you to see if we have anything going on in the store right now. So even if it's not a discount per se, you still have some pretty good deals. And I would guess just to be on the lookout for when future sales are going on. So we will dive into that as soon as we figure out what pairing we're going to go with. So, mages, warriors, and exalts. I did a. Yesterday was Tempest Aloyan, so it was a red blue. Okay, I'll just come back when the last spring releases. Okay, so what do y'all think? Should I be doing Necrium Utera or Tempest Utera? I will go with what the community thinks on this one, because that's kind of a coin flip either way between the Spirit Synergy and reanimation of Necrium and the direct removal from Tempest. I'll go with whichever way you decide. So let me scan those decks in so I can do that. And got to make sure I'm on the right account. And I am. Claim 1. Claim 2. And claim 3. All right, so I've got all 3 of those claimed. I know the production value for this moment leaves a lot to be desired. Tempest Necrium. Okay. Yeah, let's roll with that. So we are going to jump into the client. I'm going to fix that window just a little bit. All right. And update. Let's try that. So we are going to fuse a new deck. Tempest, the favoring strength squad. And Necrium, that is the victims of advising poison. Who would advise poison? And I think I'm going to go with... Ooh. Because Raising Dead with a bunch of spell sprites out would be good. Dead Winter, I think I'm going to go with Korok, though, at least to start. And then, we can change it if it's not going to work. But I think I'm going to go that way because Deep Burn, dealing 9 damage to the enemy player, and they can't gain health this turn, is a nice little opportunity to stop any strategies they might have there. Chat, take the wheel. And then we will see if we can get this rolling. And even when I'm playing online, I like having the decks next to me so I can cycle through the cards and see what I'm looking to do or what cards I'm looking for. 1, only 2 exalts there. But we've got River of Souls, so we got 3 exalts. Thoba. Okay. Well, now we've got a problem because right off the bat we can either go with the Spirit Synergy side or with the Mage Minion Synergy side. But we can't really do both. Yeah, it is pretty impressive that I found a game this early. Well, I think I'm going to go River of Souls for sure because that's going to be very important in later deck cycles, later levels of this card that are going to be able to give me the ability to reanimate creatures. So I think I have to play that one. Cultivating Guardian. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can start to put my opponent in a bad position by putting that Graveborn Caller out. because I like the opportunity to be playing minions with a stealth creature that's damaging my opponent. So even though the master would be good to be just getting a lot of minions out. Oh no. Thundersoar indeed. Aha. Nice. So, Nerali Engulfer, I can activate this to destroy an enemy creature with 2 attack or less, as long as this is in the lane, a lane with an Exalt. So that Thundersoar is not long for this world. And Aether Tap. Give one of your creatures 5 attack. If you have an Exalt in its lane, play up to 1 Spell Sprite minion. I might lean that way too, because I like getting that extra minion out. Oh, no. Shoot. Well, that ruins that plan. Hmm. 5 and 4. I don't have many strong creatures to have this pay off. Let's see. I think... Oh, this puts me in a bad spot. I think then we just go for broke on this Thundersoar. Because I Thundersoar is one of the strongest creatures in the game, and I don't want it to get out of hand. So I'm thinking then I activate my River of Souls, and then I can do my Flame Stoker Ritual, dealing 4 damage to my Graveborn Caller. Hmm. Yeah, so we're going to go River of Souls there. Deal 4 damage here, deal 8 damage there. And they're not going to have it strike the opposing creature because they there is none. Okay. But I keep this alive so that I'm able to continually do more and more uh, minions out. All right, let's go Goliath to get Rage Idol out. When an enemy creature is destroyed in this lane, deal 2 damage to the enemy player. I wonder if I put it over here, that would force them to have the Deep Range Prowler do the ability and not actually... Ooh, interesting. No, I'm gonna go like this. Move an enemy creature to this lane. I'm not. So what I'm thinking is I could possibly do the Spirit Reaver, choose a creature type, then I would choose Beast to just get rid of this Prowler. Or I could go Cold Heart Brute because now I have an Exalt in play, so then I'd be able to play a Mindless Zombie minion and then give all my other zombies, so my 2 other zombies, a little extra attack. And I like the opportunity to be flooding the board like that. But it depends. I should let my opponent do their play. It depends on what my opponent does with this here. And Desecrating Revenant, I don't know if I have a Spirit in the Banish pile yet. Nope, just spells. Oh, boo. Okay. Cold Heart Brute it is. There we go. All right. So I like having the creatures out on the board. Likely, I mean, I'll either have the opportunity to trade or I won't have to worry about this lane so much. That Emboldened Rager is pretty good, and it's a 5/5 to start out with is a nice attack and health. But I wasn't going to be able to put it in an Exalt lane. Oh, good call. Keeping that Ice Lance Magus alive. All right. So start of the second cycle, I get to deal 3 damage up to 2 creatures. Well, that would take out their board, unless they use their Forgeborn ability to give their creatures +2/+2. So I like the chess match here. Yep, and they're going to do that right away. Makes sense. Level 1 of Hungering Strike here. Give an enemy creature -3 health. Give one of your creatures +3 attack. Hmm. Hmm. Not great anymore. Not great. My thinking here is Zimus in the lane of the Prowler. And then I might do Hungering Strike to get down the Ice Lance Magus, and then use my Forgeborn ability to deal damage to a couple of their creatures. Oh, Predatory Attack is perfect with uh, perfect with the Shardplate Behemoth. Hmm. Well, deal damage. Deal damage. And then Hungering Strike. +3, so 7. I don't like that I lose that trade. But yeah, getting rid of Zimus right away. Zimus in front of the strike guy seems okay. So I like it because then it would have forced them to either strike right away and then Zimus would have come back and been able to take it out in combat and survive, because then it wouldn't have done combat damage this turn. But the fact that they had an alternative way to be striking one of my creatures, that kind of put me in a bad spot. Hmm. Let's see. The master, but no other mage. Be dealing 5 to deal 10 to an enemy. Hmm. Not great options there. Hmm. I wonder if I just get the Dire Hound out of the way because then I can start reanimating at level 2. And 6/6 is not a bad size for a creature. Yeah, I think I have to go that way and not do that. Hmm. Spring Bloom Bartok. Everybody's getting a little health there. And I think that gives me the opportunity to then do the Combat Master, and hopefully that's going to survive now. I would like that to survive. So now that the last winter is here, we get new XP goals soon. I'm pretty sure we do. Uh, there's been a couple of other things that have been higher priority, but I did mention that it would be really cool for new XP goals for set 3 the last winter to show up at the end of your progression track. So I'm hoping that those show up soon. Cuz yeah, it's nice to have just more things to chase after on your XP quest. Those should be arriving shortly. All right. Oh, are they going to strike? Yep. Okay. So I lose my creature, but I'm still dealing more damage there. All right, so I've got an opportunity for another Exalt, which then would allow me to do a Zombie Brute with Cold Heart Brute. So that would fill up 2 lanes. And I might need to do that. Beast, Plant Spirit, Beast. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to do that in order to maintain any sort of board state. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this has been a really weird match. I like it because I was able to keep Goliath alive and dealing direct damage a lot. And then my opponent has kept this Deep Branch Prowler alive even though it's not dealing any damage to me. It's very interesting. I like it. All right. Send Cold Heart Brute there. I get to play a Zombie Brute minion and give it +2 attack. Pliant Spirit. Let's do it in the way of the dinosaur. So I'm going to be taking 12. But this Everflame Spirit is going to let me bring out a souped up spell sprite that now is going to damage their Prowler and not take any damage back. So I like that. Deep Burn. So this is where I get to deal 9 damage to the enemy player and they can't gain health this turn. Aether Tap is not going to get full value here. Cold Heart Brute, but I only have one Exalt right now, so that wouldn't get full value. I could Goliath and move a creature over. Yeah, let's do that. And I don't know if I want to be dealing 9 damage to the enemy player right now. That would be a nice finishing kick. And let's see what is theirs. Crimson Thorn, give one of your creatures +6 health if it's in a lane with an Exalt. Give each creature adjacent to it +6 health. Okay. So if they put a creature here, well, I guess I wouldn't say too much because they might be blocking my big zombie. But that might lead me towards thinking that they might use their Forgeborn ability then, because that's the only Exalt that they've got going on right now. Great game to watch. Yeah, it's good, and I like when the games are varied and different, when they're not all looking the same. It's definitely very fun, and for me, this is my wake up. This is my morning. So it's for other people, they might be getting home from work, and then this is just kind of something for them to wind down, and that's why I wanted to do different start times than the same time. That's just convenient for me. I wanted to try to reach a lot of different types of people. So hopefully this is catching a much different crowd. I noticed that some of the names in the chat here I'm not very familiar with. Maybe they've showed up before, but it's really cool to just get different interaction for people here. Ah, okay. I see what you did there. And I think I'm just going to Stone Skin and fight there. Spell Sprite goes up a little bit. Rage Idol deals some damage to the enemy player. And I'm still going to hold off on that Forgeborn ability. That Shard Plate Behemoth. So gross. Well, now I've got my level 2 River of Souls, which I could reanimate a level 1 creature of mine. Oh, nice. Good use there. Combat Master. And this is dealing 3 damage to the enemy player. Oh, deal 2 damage on activate. This kind of puts me in a weird spot. Because 5's not going to be enough there. I'm not going to spring my trap yet. So I'm not going to play a creature yet. But I think if I go like this, then have my opponent do what they're going to do. And I'm going to be able to get 3 lanes of coverage here. Arrogant Stormling. Okay. So I will be able to... That's a lot of damage that could be coming in. 3 lanes? Let's see that. So we are going to go because it's 17. So 10, 15. Oh no, that would not be good. So if I go like this, there, River of Souls for the Master, which has to be there, and then Spell Sprite minion comes into play there. I'm taking 13. It's not looking good. Okay. How do I get rid of that? Deal 2 damage to a creature. That's not going to do what I need it to. Creature with... I need to get... And I don't have any mages. Oh no. Well, so I go like this. And I can destroy that, dealing 2 damage to the enemy player. I can use my Forgeborn. But I don't think I have any level 1 that can take care of this. I don't think I have a level 1 creature. So this might be game over for me. Yep, because they take out my ooze, and then that deals 3 damage. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing I can do to block those 2 lanes. So I'm just going to torch the Bartok. And let that be that. It was a good match. It was a good match, but I wasn't able to sequence things in a way that I would have been able to keep my lanes covered and then put enough pressure on. So we're going to try this one again because I think it definitely has potential. And maybe I lean into the mages a little bit more early on to see if I can get the profit from just playing creatures instead of having to profit from dealing damage to my opponent. Bootleg on me. I just got into the game and bought some booster kits for the first set. Our first set deck still good, viable to use, or is it recommended to use at least one more deck from later? All of these, that's a really good question. So we've got somebody who is new to the game and is asking if they should be using the first set stuff that they bought, or if it should be more like modern sets. They're all able to play perfectly with each other. They're able to play really well. First set has a lot of cards that they don't have in sets 2 or 3, or specifically set 3. So there is no right or wrong answer. I think set 1 stuff, there's definitely a lot of really viable things, and some of my best decks are from set 1. It set one is the only set that doesn't have exalts, so you'll be missing out on that if you're looking for exalts or things like that. Set one is also the only set that doesn't have the opportunity for foil decks, but if we're talking competitive wise, it is on par. And we haven't done like set rotation or anything in SolForge Fusion as of this video. Oh, server hit a critical error. This is the second time this has happened. So this is more than just losing connection, because if I'm being kicked out and have to log back in, then that's not going to that's something that's a bigger issue, and it might be a server issue. So we'll try one more time. Sometimes changing decks helps the problem. Oh, that's a good question, Niles Ammon. Is set rotation something you consider doing? I believe it's Richard Garfield, who is, one of the co-creators of this game and creator of Magic the Gathering, said that you have two options for the life of a card game if you want it to survive and stay interesting. It's either set rotation or power creep. And we always want the sets in this game to be viable. So I think that. Oh, okay. I think that SolForge might go the route of set rotation. We're still early enough in this game. We've only got 3 sets that are out. So I think set rotation might be the more long-term success route. And even then, you can still have legacy formats. I know that in the storyline mode that we do, you can be doing, sealed where it's the current set, or we could be doing different options for bringing back legacy sets and things like that. So I don't think that set rotation would be a bad thing for this game. Yeah, answered the question before I saw it. So I think that set rotation is probably better, because power creep, then it inherently just devalues everything that came before. And in my opinion, it then puts players in the uncomfortable position of having to chase to keep up. And if you ever step out and then get back in the game, then there's so many things that then you have to learn and acquire just to have a semblance of autonomy or a level of competency in the game. But if uh, if it's set rotation, then sure, you'd need to buy new stuff in order to have things that are in rotation. But your old things then wouldn't be useless. You couldn't use them in certain levels of competitive form. Yeah, and I can't, because I don't play. Which one was this? I'll just try this. I don't play Magic the Gathering. I do Commander socially. So just if friends are inviting me, I have one deck that I play, or I play like the pre-constructed Velociraptor deck, because I'm a big dinosaur fan. So that's all that I do for Magic. I'm not very plugged in with that community or that game, but I used to work at a game store, so I understand the like pulled the forced desire that players have of, I have to keep buying the latest set so then I don't lose out on X, Y, and Z chase cards. Is we want a game that's going to be lasting and a great experience for everybody involved. Okay, so we got this deck to go. This one's a lot different deck. It's also set 3. I don't remember what I have in this deck. Aha, there we go. Muting the stream so there's no sniping. Nice, appreciate that. Okay. So this one, I think. That's right. We've got the haunting hunter, the warrior spirit, and then the metamind warden. And I think that this was a lot of upgrading and replacing synergy. Okay. But I need a spirit there for that to make sense. Hmm. And which Featherfang is this? Regenerating, you say? Okay. Springbloom, Shardwitch. Okay. But let's just start off with a really good card from this set, the Brigard Carrier. When this moves lanes, you may place a Gizmo minion in the vacated lane. Oh. Well, then I'm going to move the other direction. And do I want to go the Shardbound Vexer? Or do I want to go this Stout Tactician? Actually, let's just go that there. So I can win that trade, not take any damage yet. Yeah, that Featherfang's going to be a problem, but I think I've got options for that. Fertile Ground, remove an energy counter from this to play Wisp Minion in this lane. Then if there are no energy counters on this, destroy it. I like that. Hardshell Beetle, the Haunting Hunter. That warrior could come into play. Preserved Habitat, upgrade a creature in your hand, then discard it. When you upgrade a card, give your creature in this lane +3/+3. And then Reconstruct. Hmm. Interesting. So let's go with Preserved Habitat here. And then we're going to get a spirit in the banish pile. I'm a mprobe64. I am a little out of touch with Twitch. Does anyone know if Prime still does the free subscription? I don't. I would defer to what anybody else knows on that front. Hopefully somebody can chime in. I am not a Prime subscriber, and the only thing I do on Twitch is stuff for this channel. So I'm not quite as well versed as I probably should be. And today's stream is brought to you by water. All right, fertile ground. So then I can just chump block here. And then I'll move over there to get a gizmo right there. Definitely my top 5 liquids. All right, and that Featherfang, regenerating Featherfang is a really good combination. Hmm. Arrogant Wildman, Exalted has got breakthrough, but I'm on the back row right now. Shaman's Channeling, give one of your creatures +6 attack if you have a spirit in a banish pile, which I do now. Give one of your creatures breakthrough this turn. Hmm. Oh, enemy creature loses all printed abilities this turn. Oh no, stupid Bartok. Well, that greatly changes what I was going to do. Because Lycian Shard gives +2 attack and breakthrough. Hmm. Let's see. I think I want to keep that alive a little bit more. Oh, okay. Oh yes, and then feedback maybe next time scanning the decks in when you open them and look in the client would be better. I think so. Uh, yeah, I will definitely do that again next time on this. I might just scan the decks in then before I go live to save on that downtime from there. Okay, running low on time. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Uh, that math isn't going to work out for me. So let's go like. There we go. Okay. So my thinking is that I can do the Lightforge Sentry here and give my adjacent creatures armor so they both survive combat unless my opponent is going to activate Lycian Shard, because then that would give it enough attack where it would still destroy me. I like Shaman's Channeling because that could be pushing a lot of damage, but then I would lose all of my creatures. And I don't know if 10 damage is worth more than all of these creatures right now. But we'll see what my opponent's going to do. Oh, this could be very interesting. And they're not, but then they did do the Lycian Shard. So I'm going to lose that one anyways. Let's go like this. And I'll put this out and give that opposing creature -4 attack. So I lose most of my board. And that Featherfang is still hanging around. Still hasn't done any damage to me yet. So they've got a Blighted Oros. And I get to give one of my creatures +4 health if it's in the lane. With one of my Exalts, give adjacent creatures +4 health as well. That will probably help. Got some good options here. Fertile Ground, Metamind Warden. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Let's start with fertile ground. And then we're going to move this over to get a gizmo and see what my opponent's going to do from there. What level 1 creatures could I bring back? Okay. Hmm. I think. So let's. Only thing that would make the client better is if background images for the exiles showed some indication of what level they are. Yeah, I think that's probably a work in progress. And let's go like this. Uh oh, it's to play. I thought it was to reanimate. That's the Necrium one. Okay, well, and we're gonna go that there. And now we're gonna use my Forgeborn ability right there. And we're going to use this to give the opposing creature minus attack. And then I think I'm going to give it even more minus attack. Oh, I'm falling behind on the chat. They could have edges and the colors bronze, silver, gold. Yes. If you haven't suggested that specific uh, option, you definitely should in the Discord. You should definitely mention that specifically in the Discord because that's I don't know where they are with how they're indicating this, but I think something like that would be a really good option. Oh, another prowler. uh, hey, good morning, Gorgeous. Hmm. And the silver arc. Oh, so today I I was working with Tempest with a lot of like direct damage and removal. We paired it with a Necrium that had uh, a Dire Hound and a River of Souls to try to get a lot of reanimation. But at a certain point, when I was trying to load up matches with that deck, it kept kicking me off the server. So then I just switched it up to an earlier one for today. Let's see. Let's go like this and there. Oh, this might be a problem. Hmm. This might have put me in a pickle. Reserved habitat there. Upgrade the only other creature I have. Yeah. So that fertile ground doesn't do me any good. Well, at this point, I'll just go like that. Yep. Oh no, this could be a problem. Because then I've got give a creature +6 attack and breakthrough, double a creature's attack, and I'm not even going to have that creature. Oh, brutal. That this is. I've painted myself into a wasted play. Oh, wow. That was very, very poor planning on my part. Oh, I think that's a very. Oh, okay. Well, at least I get to play now. Silver Arc would put me up to 11 health. It's only 30 damage. Yeah, I know. But I don't have any other creatures. Oh, this is so bad. You know, I'll play the long game because then at future levels that card is free. Yeah. Oh, that was painful. That was painful. Okay, so Fertile Ground. I get to play a level 1 creature from my hand. So, my match has my Shardback getting beaten by a pair of Nargats. Oh, that deals damage to a creature's attack. Hmm. So let's go like this to put the Shardbound Vexor there. Then for my play, I'll go Nature's Progression. Jurch, your face cam froze? Oh no. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Gameplay's still working. Okay. All right. I will get on that to try to fix that. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. There and now this. Yeah, I gotta fix my cam also. Okay, let's see how I can do that. Okay, is my audio still working? So y'all can still see me or hear me. But why did that freeze? Okay. With the game being on a timer, I am not quite sure how I can. So gaming. Let's see if we do that, and then add existing. Okay. No, that's still frozen on that. Huh. Yeah, that's still frozen. We might be without a face. Unless anybody else has a better option for it, we might be without a face for the next half an hour. All right. And it doesn't look like I have a whole lot of options here with only 9 health. And a huge bear. So we are going to go like this. And we still got 11 damage coming through, and I can't block. Oh. Well, good game then. Yeah, because given that breakthrough, that'll do it. Hmm. Okay. Um. I do not. I doubt it was Big Bear. I don't have the in the moment text savviness. Yeah, because it's still the same frozen face. Yeah, I think from here on out, we're just going audio. And I will have to revisit to see what the face problem was. But I think I've got time for one more. And let's see if this deck is working again. The webcam is not able to be unplugged because it is my computer's webcam. Chat, take the wheel. Yes, because uh, it was between four or two different possible pairings, and I let the chat decide which one we should do. Oh, Raidus! All right. Okay, so I do have the opportunity to be going with mages here. I think that's the route that I'm going to take, at least to begin with. I know that Goliath is good to have out there, but I found that uh, not having the master online, not having mages for more opportunities to be spamming out creatures really came back to bite me. So I'm going to try to lean into the mages this time and go wide and then have opportunities to systematically remove from there. Why am I talking with my hands? Nobody can see me anymore. Oh, a lot of interesting options this time. So I've got a couple of exalts between River of Souls and Everflame Spirit. Ugh, and another Ice Lance Magus. Give one of your creatures plus 4 attack. If you have an exalt in its lane, you may play a spell sprite minion. I like that. So I think, because that's going to give me a body coming back no matter what. Although River of Souls is going to be a couple. So yeah, let's go River of Souls. And remember, this is kind of a PSA, is that River of Souls is bugged right now, so I could activate it and be able to put a Mindless Zombie in any lane, but the card itself says this lane, in this lane. So please make sure that you are putting it in the appropriate lane, even if you have the option to put it elsewhere. Oh, this is not going to be good. Okay. So we're going to see what I can cobble together here. That Aether Tap to give it attack. And then put a spell sprite there to trade. Okay. Hmm. I do have a creature with increased attack. So then this could get +3 attack and be an 8/5 right off the bat. Desecrating Revenant. I think I will go that route, at least to start. There. Okay, so we've got a couple of things I need to get rid of. This Ice Lance Magus, dealing 1 damage from that, wouldn't take care of anything. I don't then want to do this Flamestoker Ritual unless I'm getting rid of the Ice Lance Magus. Going hard with the slays. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I'll go like this and see if I can come out on top on this board. Hopefully they don't have another thing to damage the shard back, because then that would mean it meant everything traded. Well, I guess they could go that way. Yeah. That's a pretty cool combo. Pretty cool combo having the Pyromantic Warhound deal 2 damage to a creature on deploy, and then replace the creature could deal 3 damage to a creature or player. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Tough to deal with. Hmm. And then coming right back with the shard back. That's a bit rough. I wonder what kind of value I could get out of this, because I'm off Forge. Hmm. Deal damage. Deal damage there. And I've got a River of Souls level 2. So I can reanimate a level 1 creature. Let's just go like that for now. So I'm trying to avoid giving my opponent a lot of value by not putting creatures on the board. Mprobe 64, do you prefer being on or off Forge more of the time? I think that is fully dependent on, for me, on the Forge-born ability that I'm looking at. Because there are some when I want to be on the Forge and be able to use my Forge-born ability first. The first thing that comes to mind is Sunder's Gathering Storm, where it says whenever you play a spell this turn, deal damage to a creature or player. So I like to be able to be on Forge when that's my Forge-born ability. But then other times it's nice to be in a responsive position. I think it also depends on the deck. So there's a lot of factors that would go into play. And oh, wait a minute. Because if I move that, then the Oxidon Rager dies. Pew pew. And no, I still take too much damage. Don't get cute. Don't get cute. There's that there. And then I'll River of Souls to trade out there. Hmm. Do I have a level 1 from the Banish that I want to get into play on that? I don't. All right. And then the Oxidon Rager, because it's lonely, then just dies. But it did its job because it did a whole bunch of damage to me. Okay, now I have a level 1 that I might want to bring back. Because I got this master, and then I can bring back the other master. And since it's a mage, it's going to feed into itself, and I get to play Spell Sprite for free. And then I've got a couple of options between these two spells for which one I want to use. River could be good with the underlevel catch-up cards. Yes, absolutely it could. Radis is trying to burn me down. What about everybody else out there? Do you like starting with the Forge or... I guess that's probably a different question. Do you prefer being on Forge or off Forge? Keeping that Stegodon Alpha around. All right. That's a warrior. I want it to be a mage. A zombie. But I need two or more spirits in the banish pile. And I don't have any. Neat. Shooty shoot. Well, at least Hungering Strike. Godges, first turn, likes to be off Forge. Feels like you have so much control. Sure. It does mean you're off Forge in cycle 3, which can be tough. Okay. Hmm. I could give this a whole lot of attack. Which I like the idea of. Yeah, let's do that. Because I've got a creature with increased attack. And now, opponent, what are you going to do? I think it for me it does depend on the deck, on whether or not I like starting on Forge or off Forge. Because I think most games end in cycle 3 or should end in cycle 3. So then that means that I would want to have the first play, the first opportunity to act with my Forgeborn ability twice in that third cycle. I like that because I like playing a little bit more aggressive too in general. So if my level 3 Forgeborn ability is something that I can do direct damage or really mess with my opponent's board, I like the opportunity to do that first more frequently when I think the game is in the balance. So that might put me opposite from everybody else, which I'm totally cool with. Aha. That's going to be giving creature 3 attack. Oh, blast wave, and then okay. River of Souls. We're going to do that master again. To play a spell sprite, spell sprite has to cover a lane here. And then let's see. Because those are going to trade. That I'm going to win. So then I need to win that one. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if I give that the attack and that there, so then those will trade. I'll take damage. Okay. But we're doing okay. Cycle 3. Give your creatures +3 attack. This turn they get aggressive. Oh no. And then me, deep burn, deal 9 damage to the enemy player. They can't gain health this turn. Okay. Well, I can't think of a better place to start off with than Another master. And we just got Spell Sprite and Spell Sprite. And then I've either got the Emboldened Rager or I've got Disintegrate if they bring out a creature that's going to be really big and nasty because I can deal 14 damage to it. So I feel like I'm in a good spot here, but we shall see. And smoke half of their life in one shot. Yes, I do. I do sell that in my back pocket. I like seeing all that red on the field. Yeah, I love Tempest. But I do think leaning into the mages has proven to be a little bit more fruitful than uh, going after the spirit synergy, at least on the front end. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then yeah, use my Forgeborn to just put them in a spot where they have to block 3 lanes. These 3 lanes to even just make it to the next. Yeah. Well, don't concede because then you lose the experience points. Yeah, you lose that precious XP. Yeah, good game. Oh, you didn't concede? Oh, okay, good. Oh, free flame chat. You fell on your sword. Okay. Okay, good. 9 self damage. Yep, that'll do it. All right. I think with 14 minutes left, I'll have time for one more. You had a terrible cycle 3 hand. I actually just canceled. I was going to try to use my other Forgeborn. If I had pulled the shard back, your field would have vanished. Yep, that would have hurt. It is really cool to see, yeah, all the people that we've got going on here. So this is a less than ideal starting hand when you have the Forge. I'm going to go with Zimus, and then I think I'm going to go the Dire Hound to destroy Zimus, to then get a stronger Zimus back and a mindless zombie minion. So we'll have 3 creatures out. That's worth something. Disintegrate would have killed it, but you would have done it would have done 5 to the field. Wouldn't have killed everything, but it made it more manageable. Yes. Yep. I'm really glad that you didn't have that shard back. Camouflage Inventor. Don't be suspicious. But now do I want to do that? Do I want to destroy? No, I think I still do. Destroy that. And then I'll put the mindless way over there. Yeah, when I saw that you were playing a shardback deck, I knew that everything had to revolve around that. For better and for worse. Everything had to revolve around that. Oh, that's a big war machine. Okay. So River of Souls helped out with a lot of the mage synergy that I was doing after. Hmm. And I've got the master as well. So not a fan of how condensed this hand is, but we'll see. Radius, I just realized that the Tempest half of that deck might work with the Necrim half. I just got Hantu plus Shardback nonsense. Anyone? Oh, gross. You'll have to try that out. Sacrifice Chamber with Shardback. But do I pass up on the Master to get Goliath out? And that Rage Idol. Hmm. Well, they're coming in hot here. So I got to do that to block. Collar won't trigger chamber since it's dead when it kills everything. I oh, Collar of Souls. So then do I disintegrate either one of those? No, I think this is going to be a little bit more fruitful. Okay, so it's both being at 42. I can live with that. And oh, it slays itself, which is a bug. Yeah, you don't want to be slaying yourself these days. Hmm. All right, so I think we're gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna do the Cold Heart Brute next because I've got a lot of zombies out there, and I would like to give them all a little bit of attack. Deal 2 damage to my poor little dog. That's okay. It'll come back as a zombie. But it'll come back over there as a zombie. Just in case they play a spirit in that lane, and then they would be able to destroy the Cold Heart Brute and then still do 5 damage to me. So, trying to safeguard against that. Just a little lane juggling. But I like the fact that I'm going to be finally chasing down this war machine that was huge right away, and I didn't take any damage from it. Well, now I might not be able to. Oh, they're keeping the stealthy creature alive. Okay. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I can see the value of that. Okay, and their Forgeborn abilities give one of your creatures plus 4 attack. This turn it gets 4 armor, and I get to deal 3 damage to up to 2 creatures. So, unless they give this Virtuoso armor, it's gone. And Disintegrate, which is still in range of probably anything they're going to play outside of another War Machine. Aether Tap might be a good one, where I'm pumping up this Revenant a little bit more. River of Souls as well. Always going to be helpful. Hmm. If I do this right, play a spell sprite into another spell. Yeah, I think I like that. There we go. And I'll just go like that. And then I have either Disintegrate or River of Souls. I'm actually leaning towards Disintegrate right now because I like the idea of being able to have 9 direct damage go through. And we'll just see if my opponent uses their Forgeborn ability to to try to protect it. And they don't know. They likely don't know that I have Disintegrate in hand, because Disintegrate plus my Forgeborn ability still knocks out their Forgeborn ability. Oh, give an enemy creature -3/-3. Mean. And there you go. And then also, what is... Ooh. What is... What do you think is the best set 3 card so far? And then what is your favorite set 3 card? That is an excellent question. So in terms of best, do you mean like strongest or coolest, like new thing? I'll save the ability. So my favorite, ooh, I really like what the some of the exalts that give you slay abilities. Heaviest impact on the game. Well, straight up, I think heaviest impact on the game is going to be Hantu, because that's going to that one is reanimating or dealing damage, and it's in Necrium, and so I think that that one's going to be the most punishing and important card from this set. At least right off the bat, you might see some people in Worlds that are going to be running it. Ooh, what level 1 do I want to reanimate? Let's go like this. Sorry, friend. And then, well, we've got, ooh, Cold Heart Brute to give a couple of glass cannons back. or Zimus, which could actually end up being a problem. So we'll do that. Uh, I think Hantu's probably going to be the heaviest impact. There's so many options for reanimate that I don't think something like River of Souls is going to be quite as impactful because we've got the Dire Hound, we've got uh the spell that gives a creature stealth, and then the next time that it damages the enemy player, you get to reanimate. So there's a lot of just straight up reanimation, but I think Hantu, where it is constant recursion or the opponent has to be taking damage, I think that is where the true punishment comes into play. And I think that's what's going to be a problem for people, understandably. Yeah, and if opponents or a player can find multiple Hantus on the field at the same time, or if there's a Betrayer Hantu and the rest of the deck is decent, then that's something that could be shifting, definitely shifting what players are able to have to tech or respond to. And but then that goes back to my whole thinking with the value of removal, hard removal, is if you remove Hantu, then it stops that chain and stops that whole decision tree from having to be messed with. Uh, I've been really having a lot of fun, especially in the campaign with, and I've showed it off this week, is a lot of the options with the Dark Shaper Savant. So whether that's with like Drone Hive, where it's the Slay ability, you get to play Gizmo Minion, or the Brigard Carrier, where you're just kind of, dumping out Gizmo Minions and then able to be giving things minus attack and health. I was it yesterday? It was one of these streams this week. I was able to clear my opponent's board with a level 2 Dark Shaper Savant because I had the other pieces in play, and it's really fun. I know it's probably frustrating to go against, but uh, it I think that the combinations that can happen there are really nice. Uh, I'm not going to damage my own creature. Thank you very much. Having multiple Hantus should be easy with all the spirit recursion in the set. Yes. Yep. With all the reanimation and especially with spirits, because Hantu is a spirit, then yeah, that's going to cause some problems. All right, and we are at my time. I'm obviously going to finish out this stream for the rest of this match here, but uh, we've definitely gone on the 2 hours. So, do you think Necrom is the strongest faction in set three? With what little I have seen of set three, and by that I mean seeing things matched up and played out, I do think Necrom is still the strongest. And you look at the different uh sealed events that have gone on, and a lot of times Necrom is towards the top again and again. So I don't think that's a coincidence. Let's see. I think Elementalist Knight is working. I hope, because that's a pretty cool combo. This Elementalist Knight says Exalted, so when it's in the lane with an Exalt, when an opposing enemy creature with 4 attack or less enters this lane, destroy it. And I put it in my lane of Rage Idol that says when an enemy creature is destroyed in this lane, deal 2 damage to the enemy player. So hopefully that's going to be working to see if they can't just chump block that. Let's get caught up. One really nasty card with Hantu is the Portal Shade, destroys itself. And if the opponent's health is too low to safely take the damage to prevent it from reanimating, you can get away with repeatedly sacrificing the portal shade through Hantu. Yep. And then just give your Hantu or any creature so much attack that there's nothing your opponent can do about it. Yep. All right. I don't have a creature with increased attack, but Goliath. Hmm. But it still would get aggressive. Yeah, I'm okay doing that. I'm excited to see what's in the works. I've seen some nasty River of Souls Mantis Darkforge Drain lists coming out. Whoa. Yep, that would do it. You'd need that River of Souls with something. You'd need a Forgeborn that has a so what with it. With Vile or Stampeding Mongosaur if the opponent doesn't want to pay the life, yeah. 3 or more spirits in your banished pile. Do I have 3 or more spirits in my banished pile? I've only got 2. So that's not going to work. So we will River of Souls over here. And I've got that 9 damage in the chamber for my opponent. Hmm. I think I might need to go that Revenant over here in the lane with their Aegis Knight. Potentially. Deals 6 damage to up to 1 creature when this is destroyed. Yeah, I wasn't able to get the desecrating part of this going. Never had enough spirits banished. Oh, then they gained 4 when I could have prevented all that. Touche. Yeah, whoops. And that's a level 1. What level 1 would I want to reanimate at this point? That would probably be Goliath then? Hmm. Actually, oh, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. When opposing creature with 6 attack or less enters this lane, destroy it. Hmm. No, I can still take that. Eventually, set rotation will be a thing, and the legacy format will just be called Mantis Legal. Yeah, probably just Mantis Legal. Or every deck gets a Mantis. Yeah, I like the idea for that. Oh, that one's going to be tough to deal with. Give it -10 attack. Oh no. Well, this changed things slightly. Okay. Well, I've got an out. So here's what I'm thinking for this play is I don't know what I'm doing for my first play, but for my second, I'm going to have my Emboldened Rager replace the Emboldened Rager here because it's in a lane with an Exalt. It gets aggressive. Then I will be able to use my River of Souls to reanimate the level 1. And because there's still going to be an Exalt in this lane, the River of Souls will still be alive. Then I'll be able to have that rush up and make sure that this camouflaged Virtuoso isn't able to uh, do its stealth damage to destroy me. So I think that's the route that I'm going to go. And then I just need to make sure that prior to that, I'm not in a position where I'm going to take so much damage that it's going to be game over. Hmm. Well, then that has to be Goliath there. Move an enemy creature up to that lane. No, not going to happen. So I think I've got this one. Could technically exist, but I don't think the algorithm allows. At the very least, you could get a normal Ambitrayer and then be lucky enough to have some revival shenanigans in there too. Yep. All right, so I'm able to pull this off and just barely win. River of Souls, bring that back in there, and it gets aggressive because it's in lane with an Exalt. So I'm taking 9 damage, my opponent's taking 7, and that's it, and that's all. That was a good one. All right, so let's transition to the closing then, and I've got to figure out why my camera wasn't working. Thank you for joining me today. I know that this slide here says next week, but I'm going to be streaming tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time, just wrapping up the week. Yeah, good game there. Good game to everybody. Thank you, everybody who was showing up and playing against me, or everybody here in the chat. This is my absolute pleasure. If you want to get more involved, you can scan this QR code. It takes you to an interactive version of the slide that you see here. It takes you to the Stoneblade homepage, the SolForge Fusion homepage. You can watch On Forge, our monthly news show that is hosted by myself with Lucas Lewinter on, and we talk news on all of the Stoneblade Entertainment games, including SolForge Fusion. We start talking a little strategy, and we actually play each other with some Last Winter. That episode, I believe it's out now. And you can join the Discord. That's a great place to find games, to be getting connected with the online community, to be getting connected with the online events. Follow us on Twitter for news and announcements and stuff, including when I'm streaming or when Lucas is streaming. And then if you haven't already jumped on the digital client, what are you waiting for? You can click on that in order to purchase this on Steam. I don't know if we're running a sale right now, but we'll probably be running one in the near future. And if you haven't left a review on the digital client, please, please, please leave a review. It helps. It boosts the algorithm so that other people can find this game and get involved in this community. Thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow evening. Take care, everybody.